Hey guys, my name is Cameron Zarati and this is the 2025 Bronco Raptor. Now this thing is sweet. It is the top tier of the Bronco lineup, and I just brought it out today because I wanted to be able to talk about it, talk about what's different, and just really show you why I love this thing. So let's just go ahead and get into it. And just to go ahead and get started, we got to talk about the looks, because if you look around this whole thing, this is not your average Bronco. Look up front, you're gonna see the Ford, just this massive lettering across the front of the grille, along with the iconic Raptor lights. You see these on the F-150s. It's just carried over across the entire the entire Raptor lineup, but it's just a sweet little touch to kind of make it stand out just a little bit more. Not to mention, really the biggest touch is this huge modular steel front bumper with the parking sensor still integrated into it, so still very safe. As safe as you can be with a Baja hopping Bronco. But it also has these massive fender flares on the side, bigger than any of the other trim levels. This is the biggest, widest that a Bronco can be from the factory. Not to mention these sweet little fins above the fenders on the front. It just makes it stand out so much more with the beadlock capable wheels. It just looks sick. I don't know how else to put it. And going up to the hood, so just so I don't forget, with this Raptor, with the Bronco Raptors, they will always have this specialty piece here as part of the Raptor package, but this one does have the blackout graphics kit, which means it gets this blackout piece, which contrasts the desert sand paint color very nicely. And same thing, moving up to the top and on the sides here, just to class it up even a little bit more with that package, this actually has a gloss black painted hardtop and gloss black painted mirror caps, just giving it a little more contrast, making it classing up your, desert Bronco just a little bit more. And then I gotta direct your attention down low, because it does have these specific running boards, these running boards. And as you can see, they're rugged, they're metal, but they're still coated. So that way, when you hop up, you're not gonna slip if it's raining or you have mud on your boots. You're gonna be fine getting into your Bronco Raptor. And while we're still outside, I did want to point out that with the Bronco, Ford's objective was to beat Jeep at their own game. Personally, I feel like they have. But aside from that, there is one way that they have objectively beat them, and that is with where they've placed their mirrors. So with the mirrors, you'll notice it's not attached to the door. It's actually attached to the fender and factored into the body here. So that way, when you do pop these doors off, they don't take the mirrors with them. You're not gonna be illegal. You're not gonna be riding dirty when you're out here. You're good to go. And fun fact with these two, these Bronco doors are frameless at the top. So unlike the Jeep doors that are tall and a little bulky, you can have the windows rolled down into these, unbolt them with a couple bolts in the wiring harness, and you can set these aside and you're ready to go pretty much wherever you want. And while we're still outside here too, just wanted to touch on some of the capabilities of the Bronco Raptor before we actually get on the road. It has a specific suspension setup. None of the other Broncos share. It's only available on the Raptor, and it's Fox's Haas 4.0 system with live valve technology. So it is going to be able to not only adjust on the fly, which I'll show you inside, but it also adjusts per mode. And since it's a live valve system, it actively adjusts the dampening, making it a comfortable ride on the road and still letting it tackle any scenario you throw at it. And in the interior of the Bronco Raptor, a lot of the same changes have been made to really make it stand out from the other Broncos. You get in, you're not mistaken, you know what you're in. It's got these leather and suede seats in this particular one, and they're a little more aggressive, a little more hugging, so that way when you are out on the beach or you're in the forest tackling trails, you're gonna be held in place a lot better. And not to mention, you still get your heated seats, which is big, especially whenever it gets cold, January, December, that time period. But those touches carry out throughout the entire interior and right up front. You've got these carbon fiber pieces around the steering wheel, the orange contrast stitching carried through the steering wheel and the shift boot here. And that orange just carries through the entire front of the vehicle, just giving you these little accents, little touches, including right here, a small plaque with the Bronco Raptor's grill. It's just, I love that cute little touch, just to make it that much more unique cooking. I'm sure this video is just gonna be Cameron gets progressively sweatier through the rest of the shoot. Now, even though it is rugged off-road and it's built to tackle everything, you still have a lot of luxury features and a lot of extra things to make your drive a lot smoother and a lot nicer. So whenever you step inside, I'll go ahead and hop in. Like I said before, you're still going to have your heated seats and also your heated steering wheel, but you're also going to have things like your standard blind spot assist, collision avoidance, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, all of those things that you'd want out of a luxury vehicle, something in this price range, you're going to have it here. And you're not going to have any trouble getting on the beach either. As far as the off-road features go, there's actually a small lineup here. A lot of the Broncos will have this same accessories panel, but not quite as full as it is on the Raptor. You're going to notice your sway bar disconnect, your front differential lock, your rear differential lock, trail turn assist, as well as your traction control and your hazard lights, all in this waterproof console right here. Up top, you're going to notice you actually have 6 auxiliary switches, and the first one is actually wired to your fog lights in your modular steel front bumper. But you still have 5 additional switches not hooked up to anything. That way, if you want to add some extra accessories, roof lights, anything like that, you're already set up for that, and whenever you get it done, you can just have them wired into your switch box up here. Now with the Bronco Raptor, just like the F-150 Raptor, you're going to have a lot of customizable features to kind of better set up your driving experience. And some of the big stuff here is going to be adjustable steering feel, adjustable suspension, and an adjustable exhaust note. And you can adjust those on the fly with these buttons right here. So this is your exhaust, suspension, steering, and then this is R mode. So this is actually customizable. So if you find a specific setup you like, pressing this button, it's considered your mode, or my mode is what it's referred to as, and it will put your particular settings in. So if you wanted the louder exhaust, but you wanted the comfort suspension, you can do all of that and get it set up just the way you like it. But with the Raptor specific wheel, there was actually a few other touches I forgot to mention. Aside from the carbon fiber style trim here and the orange contrast stitching, it does have a Raptor specific badge at the bottom of the steering wheel and 2 shift paddles, so that way you can row through the gears manually. Well, maybe not row through the gears, but slap through them and really kind of dial in that experience. It's a lot of fun, I can tell you from experience. And just a quick highlight, it does have 360 cameras, so when you're on the trail, you are able to see in front of you. In your off-road specific modes, it'll stay on, but you also have your backup camera as usual, and a bird's eye view that lets you figure out exactly where each corner of your Bronco Raptor is. And if you're coming from a smaller Bronco or a different truck, it's going to take a second to get used to how wide this one is. As far as the tech and audio goes, it actually does have a Bang & Olufsen audio system. If you haven't heard of them, they've done speaker systems for a few different manufacturers, Volkswagen, Lamborghini, some of those brands, and here we have them doing our premium audio systems. It's a 10 speaker system with one of those being a subwoofer there in the back gate. But it is a very nice system, and it can even emulate surround sound whenever you've got your music on. All right, and before I get out of this area, there's a few more switches I want to cover. With the doors being able to be removed completely, the window switches are in the center console right here, all 4 of your switches, and then your power mirror controls are here with a small waterproof joystick, and then you just select your side by pressing in on one of those 2 spots there, and that'll allow you to adjust it. So that's a big thing there. I figure I should cover that. That goes for all of the Broncos, as well as the GOAT modes. GOAT is a acronym, goes over all terrain. When you twist this knob, it has 7 different drive modes that you can go through, but outside of that, you can still manually pick 2 high, 4 high, 4 low, and then 4 automatic, which will adjust depending on your needs. Now with the Bronco Raptor, the GOAT modes are adjusted a little bit from the standard Bronco. So of course you're going to have your normal mode, you're going to have your sport mode, which is especially sporty in the Raptor. You're also going to have a tow specific mode, slippery for snow, ice, rain, and then you're also going to have the more Bronco specific stuff. An off-road mode, then you'll have Baja, and then a rock crawl mode, because with the Raptor, it can go through pretty much anything. It's heavily built, so they're going to give you the modes to be able to go over pretty much everything. So when you're in one of these off-road specific modes like Baja or rock crawl, it's going to show you a front-facing camera, so you know where your wheels are pointed whenever you turn the wheel and where your corners of your car are at. It's especially hard to see when you're this high up. Stepping back out for just a quick minute, there's a few things I want to touch on here. So with this hardtop, it is a 4-piece removable top. You have 2 pieces up front, one for each side, a large piece in the second row, and then you have a third section behind your second row, the cargo area, that has to be removed with tools. But the rest of it, completely toolless, just three little latches here and then one massive latch for each panel here. And you can pop this off, put it in the back seat, put it in the cargo area, wherever you need to, just to keep it with you in case it rains, but still get that open top experience. With the cargo area of the Bronco Raptor, you're gonna notice it looks pretty similar to the other Broncos. There's not a ton that's changed back here. For the most part, they didn't really see a need to. One thing, this one does have an all-weather mat in it, just protecting this cargo area and the carpet underneath. Underneath, you have some recovery tools as well, and you have a 12-volt power outlet in the right side of the Bronco. That way, if you need some power while you're camping, tailgating, you have access to it without having to go through a bunch of different struggles trying to get that all put together. And with the rear of the Bronco, especially with the hardtop versions, the glass in the back is able to be lifted and left up, but if you're gonna close it, you need to make sure you close that part first before you close the door. That way it actually seals and keeps the rain out for you. Now with the second row of the Bronco Raptor, you're gonna notice the same setup back here. The suede inserts, the leather outer sections of the seat, the code orange seat belts, and that same contrast stitching. So you don't forget how special it is if you're a passenger in the back. In the back of the first seats, it does have these special areas for you to hook things onto as the molly straps, part of a system that was integrated from the military. And it also has, of course, some small mesh nets here, just like it has on the doors. So they give you a few storage options whenever you're in the back of the Bronco, so everything doesn't go flying around when you're off-road. And just a quick little touch here in the back, for the 25s, you do have rear vents for the second passenger, so they won't be cooking back here like we are right now. And you also have 2 USB-C ports and a household outlet. So if you are on the go and have something that needs to get charged up, a portable battery bank, a laptop, a couple phones for the passengers, you're good to go there. So you're not gonna have any trouble keeping people charged up. And if you're thinking to yourself, I don't have back passengers, I have a dog, I have 2 big dogs, or maybe you just have a big trip to Costco, I don't know. If you need to go ahead and take care of that, there's a button on the side of each headrest that allows you to fold it down, and a lever on each side. So that gives you a bunch of extra cargo room. It's about a 1.5 inch bump up from the rear cargo area, but it's plenty if you need to, I don't know, bring home a 40-inch flat screen or something. But I think we've done enough talking about the Bronco. Let's go ahead and get on the road so I can tell you what I think of the ride and the engine, because it does have the 3-liter EcoBoost V6, 418 horsepower, 440 pound-feet of torque, and I'm excited to get it on the road. So let's go ahead and hit it. All right, so now we're actually on the road with the Bronco Raptor. This is a bit of a low-speed one, but first impressions are everything, of course, and so far it's not a bad impression. It's soft. Took that speed bump at 10 miles per hour and it wasn't too aggressive. But with the Bronco Raptor, it's still a smooth ride. You'd expect something that's designed to go 100 on sand. You'd expect it to be a lot harsher whenever you're actually on the road, but the suspension, it's soft, it's a little forgiving, and I think we're gonna see, especially when we get up to speed, that it's gonna be pretty solid. Ooh. Gosh, you put the pedal down, it just immediately kicks up. That was maybe half throttle in normal mode, maybe like 3/4, but it just picks right up. That 10-speed automatic, it accelerates quick, it feels good, and it sounds sweet. Oh, of course we had a stoplight right when we get to the good part. It's all right. This time I'm gonna put it in sport mode and just see how quickly we can get to the speed limit. And changing it to sport mode does change the exhaust note just a little bit too. All right, here we go. Oh my God. Sport mode is wild. What the? I'm sure you heard it. There was only 3 shifts there. It just kicked right up. I got shoved back in my seat a little bit. That was moving that rapidly in something this big feels crazy. It's awesome, but it feels crazy. But I did want to point out, even despite the quick acceleration, it's not uncontrollable. You're just going. It's big, it's wide, it's stable at speed, and it's a lot of fun. So we just got back on lot with the Bronco Raptor. This thing was a ton of fun on the road. It's just as fun off-road, I can tell you from experience, and it is just a sweet vehicle all around. So if you want something that can tackle it all, this is absolutely the right choice for you. So let me know what you think. Would you pick this versus a Jeep? Is this something where you might opt for something smaller, or do you want the big dog? Do you want everything out of it? Just let us know. And if you want to see this Bronco Raptor, it's actually at Capital Ford of Wilmington in Wilmington, North Carolina. And again, I'm Cameron Zarate. Thanks for watching.